What's good, people? It's about that time to regularly relate, reverse rant, and no hate. So I want to talk about Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos. Okay, overall it was a good fight. It was a tough, scrappy fight. Um, Teofimo came out really just going for the knockout. Whatever his game plan, if he had a different game plan ahead of this fight, he abandoned it. And honestly, he fought the completely wrong strategy. He wasn't able to make the adjustment in the fight that he needed. Basically, he just remained the same throughout the whole fight, just going for the KO. Okay. He got dropped in the first round. Um, Clean right hand time, well, perfectly timed. Bam, caught him, dropped him. He went down. He didn't see the shot coming. He got back up. He wasn't wobbly, but he definitely got rocked. Because he didn't see the shot coming for one, like I said, and it put him on his ass. Okay. His father's telling him it was a flash knockdown. And like, nah, you were off balance. Like, and I'm listening to his father. Okay, before I get to his father, let me just say, bottom line is Teofimo fought hard, but he fought the wrong strategy. I told you guys before, I said Kambosos, I think this is a good fight. The thing is, Kambosos just don't have a name behind him yet. And people are looking at him like another easy fight. But Kambosos is no easy fight. And I said, Teofimo better not take him light. He better go in there ready. At the end of the day, Kambosos did everything. Like I always say, with certain fighters, they got all the tools they have. Is how they put it together. They got all the tools they need. It's how they put it together. It's really like a puzzle in there, and he showed what he was made of. Now check this out. George Kambosos has always, I've noticed, I watched him fight. He's good at fighting, like finding the distance, the right range. He jabs whether he's going forward, whether he's backing up. Double, triple jabs. He'll throw his jab to land it, of course, but he'll throw it just as a measuring stick, just to boom. He doesn't leave it out there like Ali and Holmes used to do. He'll jab, but then off instinctively he'll fire something after that. If you watch how he'll throw it, and then he'll feint sometime, like, and then bam, bam, he'll come with his combinations. Whether he go to the body, work up to the head, whatever you want to do. He throws his jab to throw combinations off of it, and he pretty much he uses his jab very well. In this fight, you saw him going backwards. He's fighting on the back foot, but he's also circling around. He's not giving Teofimo the clear looks that he wants. And pretty much what ends up happening in this fight is from the very first round, he was able to adjust to the pressure that Teofimo was putting on him. From the very first round. Okay, he did everything he was supposed to do. Now he got dropped in the 10th round. He said that he pretty much got too caught up into trying to play to the crowd and got out of character. The best moments that Teofimo Lopez had in this fight is whenever Kambosos decided to like stand and bang with him. It didn't matter if Kambosos was being first or if he was countering. As long as he got his shots in, got out, moved, kept step to his game plan, Teofimo had nothing to solve that puzzle. Now, I picked Teofimo Lopez to beat Lomachenko. Let's not forget that. When I had people like, nah, come on, Aries, nah. And I'm like, man, listen, we'll see. But a year prior to them fighting, I said I'll go with Teofimo over Lomachenko. Let me tell y'all something. Lomachenko was a solid fighter. Lomachenko don't have that many professional fights either, but he's still a solid fighter. We can see that. Okay? But at the same time, you guys built Lomachenko up to be invincible. You guys built him to be this, oh, he's better than Floyd. Yet he haven't even reached 15, 16 fights at the point at that time. He's like 12-0, and y'all talking about y'all comparing him to Floyd and all this, and all-time great and whatever. At the end of the day, Teofimo beat him fair and square. And I didn't try to hear no excuses from Lomachenko about his shoulder. I don't want to hear none of that shit, even though the things do happen, okay? But we get too much of this, too much of it, too much of it. At the end of this fight, okay, bottom line, I'm not here to do the breakdown round by round. Kambosos won this fight, fair and square, plain and simple. I don't always agree with what the commentators say, so don't get that twisted. But even the commentators were saying he could have easily just cruised the last 2 rounds and still won this fight comfortably. I had him way ahead in this fight. The best rounds, the very best rounds for Teofimo was the first round, but he got dropped in it. 8, 9, and 10. That was his best rounds out the whole fight. I'm not saying that he won those rounds. That was just the best rounds he had. But for all of this, it was the fight was like neck and neck. No, that's crap. That's crap. Even with the knockdown, he got knocked down too. And like I said, man, he built such a big lead, throughout the fight that he really had a comfortable lead. That's the way I had it. Okay. Teofimo Lopez comes at the end, interrupts him, and says he won the fight. He won the fight. Everybody saw what happened, and he starts complaining about staying at one. He's going to. He should have just dropped the belts and went to 140, like some sore loser type stuff. Okay, Kambosos was a gentleman about it. Hey, listen, forget all of this. You got a kid. Go be with your kid. It's the most important thing. You talk about his grandfather passing, and all other, having kids and all this stuff, like things that was going on, and he still was dedicated to his training. 5 different times this fight was pushed back. Okay, so Teofimo had to deal with the same amount of time that Kambosos did. So no excuses. Okay, the better man just won. And here's a situation another one where the guy who won wasn't supposed to win. Okay, the poor sportsmanship, that's never good. But Teofimo Lopez, his father is going to help him ruin himself. Okay. And then the thing is, they contradict each other. I could sit here and play videos of both of them saying opposite things about certain fighters. Yet, and it's not about, just an opinion. No. Like, example, okay, Teofimo Lopez said Kambosos has a better resume than Devin Haney and Tank Davis and all these guys. And they got to go fight somebody else to prove that they, deserve to fight me and all this. And you know how many videos we can go back and forth? He even shook hands with Bill Haney and Devin to say that, the fight is next. We want next. And always keep saying the fight's going to happen. The fight's going to happen. I forget the guy's name, but the guy that Devin Haney fought, okay, Lomachenko vacated his belt. He vacated his belt. Why? Why? Why didn't he just fight Devin Haney? Okay? So, for Teo to say, look how you won your belt. What you mean, look how he won his belt? I mean, Lennox Lewis got a belt handed to him because Riddick both threw it in the trash. So what? Lennox Lewis didn't whoop some ass to show, okay, I might have been handed this motherfucker, but I ain't giving it to none of y'all. And when he did lose, Tahsin Rahman, he avenged that loss. Bam, got his belt right back. At the end of the day, when I'm listening to all this like babbling, it's just like, what are these guys trying to prove? I mean, all of the talk, the excuses, when everything's going your way, nothing's wrong. Everything is cool. You lose a fight, everything's wrong. Everybody's against me. All this crazy nonsense talk, going to 140. Listen, if you knew you was going to 140, why are you telling Devin Haney you next? So now you're going to go to 140 and then feel like, these guys supposed to just jump to 140 to come follow you. For one, you're no superstar. Devin Haney's no superstar. And I don't give a fuck who you like or don't like. Y'all can talk all that shit y'all want. But Tank Davis draws the most fans out of that 135 division. Let's just be real. He has the most excitement in the crowds when he comes out. Listen, man, I'm not knocking what they did because they did fight. And I know people want to try to use that because of COVID bullshit, but I've seen different places with bigger crowds. I've seen it already. WWE was just at MSG not too long ago. So don't give me that shit about no damn COVID nonsense. They weren't even in the main room. They were in that little theater. at Madison Square Garden. Does it get any bigger than this? Yes, it does. You guys wasn't even in the big room. You wasn't even in the arena. You were in the damn theater. Okay? All this A-side, B-side shit. You notice when his father's talking about what these other guys, he said none of these other motherfuckers in the division ain't did shit. Okay, so then he turns around after Teofimo says that Kambosos got a better resume than them other dudes. He's better than all of them. He's not taking a step down. He's more dangerous than them other guys. What did his father say a week before the fight? The week of the fight. This motherfucker ain't did shit. He ain't do nothing. The motherfucker ain't did nothing like my son. And the only fucking name he keep bringing up is who? Lomachenko. Because that's the only name on Teofimo's resume that's really worth the damn overall. At the end of the day, can't take away from Teofimo's skills. We know he can fight. I picked him to beat Lomachenko. But that's the only name you keep bringing up. And to say, well, my son the only one that fought him. Well, Lomachenko could have fought Devin. But he didn't. Devin didn't walk away from the fight. He didn't want to fight Devin. And then basically they were saying Devin Haney wasn't a draw. Okay. Lomachenko's no superstar either. He's no big draw either. He's a skillful fighter that he's not a big draw. So all of this talk is like everything just keeps fights from happening. But then when you look at the fights that we get and the excuses that happen, it just sours the mood and the attention to certain individuals. Now, all before this fight, his father was talking all this stuff about his son can carry power all the way up to 140, 147, and talk about he gonna want to go all up to 168. Maybe 4 years from now, he gonna fight Canelo. You know, Canelo be like, what, 34, 35? And yeah, he'll still be around. Yeah, that's the fight I want. Yeah. My son can go all the way to 160. He's all of this stuff he's saying. Now, he's already, as far as I'm concerned, making excuses to not fight the rest of the 35 division. First of all, if you know you're gonna go up, you guys not negotiating for 140. Other guys still got work to do at 135. So if you can't make the weight, let's not look. Teofimo looked strong. He looked quick. His punches was crisp. His game plan is what was off. Wasn't his ability to go on the distance. He was taking punches well. You know what I'm saying? And he learned that Kambosos can take a punch. And he also learned that Kambosos can fight. He's real deal. Then to turn around and say this guy ain't do shit, but yet you saying he's better than these other guys. So what you saying is you the only good fighter at 135? And of course they say, no, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying he didn't do what I did. What, you beat Lomachenko? That is what he's been holding on to. And the way I see it, man, he's got complacent with beating Lomachenko. He felt like he had all the cards, on his side. He got all the top cards and he can do what he want. And he's talking all this A-side stuff. And you know what? If you saw the video where they were arguing, and then, like I said, they wind up shaking on the fight's going to happen, and Eddie Hearn said, if the networks don't want to pay for the fight, I'll pay for it myself. And he's saying, this guy, Teofimo should have been a superstar a long time ago. This, that, and everything. Okay. Even with all of that, him saying Devin don't want it, Devin's ducking. He's telling Devin, sign the contract. Devin like, what contract? Him and Bill both. What contract? What fucking contract did you ever send? What contract, right? So then he tells Eddie Hearn, the problem is, though, in that same interview, the networks, they don't want the fight. So why are you blaming it on your opponents? You know what I'm saying? Like all this back and forth, just to look like, an argument is not a fight. That doesn't impress me because dudes are arguing. He's telling you, I want the fight. And it's like, 1 minute it's on, the next minute the fight's off. Now you talking about going up. They the same way he felt disrespected and felt some kind of way because Lomachenko didn't even want a rematch clause in there because he was so sure he was going to beat him. You notice his father said, no rematch, ain't no rematch, man. We going to 140. We going to take a fight there. Then we going straight for Josh Taylor. We got to fight, he said, they don't need no tune-up. They going straight to Josh Taylor, right? Okay. If you feel like your son won, he said, and then, he said we won every round. Teofimo was delusional with saying he won at least 10 out of those 12. He's delusional with that. His father was to an all-time, like, this is like a new kind of stupid to say his son won every round. He was touching him every 2 seconds. And I'm like, yo, what fight were you watching? I was watching an interview and somebody said, I think it might have been Lou DiBella, somebody said if Teofimo won If he think he won 10 of those 12 rounds, give me some of what he's smoking. He got some good stuff. No way did he win that fight. There was no robbery. He fought hard, just fought the wrong strategy, and the better man won. Simple as that. His father is talking to Radio Raheem, and you ask this man one question, he starts answering it and starts adding all this other stuff that got nothing to do with what's going on or what you was even asked. And Radio Raheem face, like you can tell, he's like, what the hell are you talking about, man? I mean, he ends up talking about how Floyd gonna be able to say, y'all not as good as me because y'all got the one loss, You talking about Floyd Mayweather, who was a retired fighter. You keep talking about your son, the best fighter on this planet. He's this, he's that. You're gonna see new things from him. I'm listening to the instructions his father was giving him in the corner. And honestly, I feel like this. They're grown men, they do what they want. That's his dad, whatever. But he needs somebody that's going to be honest with him, and that's going to help to bring the best out of him. What I see is he got people in his corner that's yes men that make excuses for him and let him, think that whatever he's doing, nothing's wrong. If he watched that fight and he still feels like he won that fight, Kambosos would beat him again. If he watched that fight and he honestly can know, I see what I was doing wrong. I see the things I was doing wrong in this fight, what I should have been doing. That will be a right step in the right direction. But for him to say that he won 10 of those 12 rounds, come on, y'all. That's crazy. And then for his father, his dad is just like, when he starts talking, it's like, man, I just want to mute the TV. I really don't want to listen to what he got to say. But if I'm going to bring the boxing news, it's like, all right, I got to listen to this dude talk and say a bunch of rubbish. Because the stuff he was saying just made no sense. I mean, he's talking about Floyd going to be able to say that we ain't as good as him because of the one loss. Then he's talking about his son going out to 168, fighting Canelo and all. Canelo show respect, but he knows that one day he's going to have to fight my son. And I'm like, yo, this dude is really crazy. He's really crazy. What is he talking about? Well, his immediate reaction about a rematch is, no, we going to 140. Okay. You go to 140. You got Regis Prograis there. You got Josh there. You got some serious fighters there. If you lose to any of those guys, what is your excuse going to be? So maybe the first fight he'll try to get in with the name, maybe somebody like Adrian Broner. And Adrian Broner, we all know, man, that Adrian, he hasn't been the same. I don't even know what Adrian is doing. Is he still even an active fighter? He's out of the ring too long. He takes too many long breaks. Bottom line, whatever he decides to do, whichever direction he goes in, it's not going to be easy. And the excuses like, I should have took my son out of 135. He did say that the week of the fight. Tell about he been in 8 years, man. I should have, he should have been up. Okay, well, why didn't you? Whose fault was that? Well, it's the people. He want to show the people that he is a great champion and all this. Okay, whatever, man. Excuses. And then you want to compare yourself to Canelo. Canelo has fought at 154, 160, 168, 175, and about to go and fight at cruiserweight. So whether he win or lose, what he's already accomplished, your son is not even halfway there yet. So to even bring up Canelo, to bring up Floyd, worrying about pound for pound, all-time great status, pause, just never fails, right? So anyway, all of those things he was talking about, it's like his father. I don't even take him serious. At this point, I don't even take Teofimo serious. As talented as he is as a fighter, him losing one fight is not going to make me feel like, oh, nah, he fell off. No. But at the same time, like I said, I feel like he got complacent. And, you figure the guy that's going to beat Teofimo, if anybody, would be maybe a Tank Davis or, maybe a Ryan. I told you guys, a lot of times in fights, we think that the guys we think might be the ones to do it. Nope. It's somebody that you think that they're going to win against. Be the one that come in and just, hey, I got you. And we saw that happen. I'm not shocked that Kambosos won. I said that this is a dangerous fight, but Kambosos just don't have the name. That's all. So, now you're hearing a lot of more talk about, I hope Shakur Stevens come to the 135 division. Well, if he do, And with Kambosos being there and Haney still being there, Mr. MIA Garcia, I don't know what he's doing. You know, Rolly Romero, was talking and he was answering questions and people was asking about does he think that Teofimo won the fight and all that. Man, listen, this guy is supposed to be going through some court case, and all of a sudden, it's distracting him from his training or whatever, and yet he just keeps jumping on social media talking shit about who he'd do this to, he'd do that. Yo, we could go right now. What you mean we can go right now? You declined the fight. You the one canceled. You called the fight off because of your legal situation. So you mean we can go right now? Like, what do these guys be thinking? The same, Ryan Garcia was doing the same thing. Because of my mental health issues, and I think it's best for me to just, step away right now. And then all of a sudden, every time somebody in his division fight, I'd have did this to you, I'd have did that. Like, bro, if you're not going to jump in the ring and back it up, shut up. Because nobody will need to hear all that yah-yah from the outside. Obviously, you're not ready to fight. I just really feel like, honestly, Teofimo need to get a new trainer. Or at least get somebody else in there. And he's like, Pop, you're going to have to chill, man. Like, just let me do what I'm doing. Because I don't see Teofimo getting any better with his father being there. I'm going to tell you right now. Teofimo, to be in the position that he's in, and to have somebody in his corner that don't understand reality, how is that going to help him? Because let's be real. His father talking about he won every round. He was touching him every 2 seconds. And I'm like, what fucking fight were you watching, bro? He was touching him every 2 seconds. Like I said, I'm not even going to do a round by round breakdown. I saw the fight. And I did not have Teofimo winning that fight. And the way he's been acting all arrogant and cocky and just flashing the belts and, I beat the man that nobody want to fight. No, you keep bringing up Lomachenko. You keep dwelling on that one win. You don't put that same energy into going forward. Now, he goes to 140. Okay. Tank is at 140. Is Tank staying there? I don't know. Is he coming back to 135? I don't know. But notice, he didn't even say he want Tank. He said he want Josh Taylor. Because Josh Taylor's undisputed, right? So, do you think that you deserve to just jump up and go up? Well, yeah, because I held the 3 belts. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, Mauricio Suleiman has changed this thing about, I don't know if it's every time now, but he changed this whole franchise champion, like where it was on the line in this fight. So they call themselves undisputed because of a franchise championship. Listen, I don't respect that franchise championship garbage. It's doing nothing to improve the sport. It's nothing but favoritism for certain fighters to have. Because it's not even a vote. This is the guy we want to represent the WBC in this division. And that's all it is. It ain't worth a shit. That's why Wilder turned that bullshit down. Like, man, I don't want that franchise shit. It's nothing. It's a trash title. You can go to the store right now and start writing some shit on the belt and say, okay, and that will be equal to that franchise championship. Go to fucking Walmart and get a little kit, little do-it-yourself kit. That'll be. I don't respect that franchise bullshit, man. It's done nothing, like I said, to improve the sport. It's just a favoritism belt. That's all it is. And another way for them to make money because it's not even a physical belt, but you're paying sanctioning fees just for an invisible title. Well, I'll say this. I think that Kambosos winning that fight was better for the division. Let's be real. If Teofimo had won, was he still going to 140 the way his father was talking the week of the fight? Yeah. So he wasn't looking at giving a rematch either because he thought for sure he was going to do this, and now he's like, nah, no rematch. They going to 140. Well, all of the talk about fighting Tank and fighting all these other guys that's at 135, Tank is at 140 now, at least for now. Why even say that? Nobody's going to go running chasing you to 140. It's a whole different division, and people want to unify. They want to be the best in the division. Then if they want to go up, fine. All of the stuff that his father is saying and talking about is irrelevant, and that whole thing was just like, I'm trying to understand, why is he even talking about the things that he's talking about? Teofimo, he fought hard. He did what he was able to do that night. It wasn't enough. He did not get robbed. The right man got his hand raised. And at the end of the day, man, if this is what we're going to have, majority of in boxing, excuses when you lose, well, maybe these guys need to find another line of work, because you lose again, and then you lose again, and you end up with several losses. Nobody want to keep hearing the excuses. And at this point, you're no longer considered a star. And none of these guys are like really that famous. Don't get me wrong. I never said Tank was no big superstar. No, but Tank he got a different energy at his fights. And here's the deal. Kambosos got booed at the introduction. He got booed for winning. Teofimo got cheered at the introduction, but he got booed for saying, everybody know I won this fight. Everybody saw what happened. His father called him the people's champ and all that. It doesn't change anything, y'all. It is what it is. George Kambosos won the fight. There was no robbery. Plain and simple. Stop with all the excuses and all the bullshit. Man up and understand you just lost the fight. If you're going to 140, hey, go there and do the best you can. But you didn't get robbed. George Kambosos earned that. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.